for initially, but then secondly, looking for full employment in an opportunity that provides upward mobility. One of the problems in working within the welfare system that you mentioned is that we create a lot of disincentives for families. There are many people who very much want to provide for themselves, except every time they begin to make steps forward, we begin to pull things out from under them. Financial subsidies are so significantly reduced sometimes when an individual begins to gain employment and receive income that it makes it not worth their while to continue in employment. And then, of course, you've got all the added stressors of someone with children going back to work, which is what do I do with them, how do I negotiate where I need to be, and then also provide for the child care services. So those are some of the things in preparing them for the workplace. We also try to prepare them to deal with just management issues of life, the life skills issues that will be involved in making it in the world of business, and this is what most of the individuals in the community are striving for.
Let's look at some of the funding and some of the funding challenges that you have, and certainly we know that as a community organization that you need as many dollars as you can possibly get. And let's talk about it from that perspective to allow our audience to perhaps assist you in some of your needs, and at the same time to make them aware of how you use the money that you receive, because I think that many people might be willing to give, at least they might give use that as an excuse because they're not certain about how the money will be used from that perspective. Let's talk about it from that perspective.
Challenges right now Martha O'Brien faces two. One, it's to maintain funding to support the programs we're involved in, and as you said, that is a major issue. The families that we work with can only provide a partial amount of the cost involved in services. And the most expensive service that Martha O'Brien provides is the services for the children. Providing full-day child care for children from the age of 6 weeks up through 12 or 13 years of age is very expensive, but it is the major obstacle for families who want to go back to school or want to work. They need a place where they can place their children where they feel comfortable about it. The other, so that's one challenge, is meeting the operating needs.
Now, how do they pay for this? I mean, is all of this basically free child service, or is there a sliding scale? Explain that from that perspective.
The services are on a sliding scale, and families pay based on their ability to pay. Some families qualify for government assistance for child care, and that money is paid to Martha O'Brien Center or any service provider to help offset the cost. Most of the assistance and the sliding scale fee that the parent will pay only covers probably about half of what the costs are for providing the service. The remainder of the funds to support the program comes from private donations. Individuals, corporations, and as I said, many companies give to the center financially, foundations, and special events that the center sponsor each year to raise money for our programs. Our budget currently is about $1.5 million, a little short of that. And about half of that we raise in private funding each year. So we rely significantly on the generosity of the community to want to be a part of helping others. And those monies are put to what we think very good use and very efficient use with the programs that we provide. The other challenge that we're facing right now is lack of space to provide the comprehensive services. Some of the programs we began this year new is an expanded education program, and the job training program I mentioned we're having to do at an off-site satellite. And we're also having to do our infant and toddler care at the off-site satellite. Our goal is to be able to expand our building at South 7th Street in Casey to be able to accommodate those programs back in the community. It's real important that those services be in the community and not be bussed out of the community, because that's where change happens in the community. So we have a $2 million capital campaign going on right now, raising monies to be able to expand our services. Earl Swinson and Associates, a very well-respected local architect, is working with us, donating all architectural services to help us design what it is we need to be efficient in our program services, and yet we still need to raise the money to build the buildings. So funding for the capital improvements that we feel are very much needed, as well as funding for the ongoing operation of the programs, are issues and challenges that we face every day.
Very good. Now, I think let's talk about your health care, not the health care system, but your child care system. And let's look at the number of slots and some of the things that are associated with that system. And exactly what do you provide for these children, and from that perspective, and how you're working with them?
In our early childhood development program, we provide care for 177 children, as I said, from the age of 6 to 13. The infant and toddler program, which is infants to 2 years of age, and the before and after school program are new components we added this year, again, to try to put together a solid support system for families. But that totals 177 children. Our program operates 5 days a week, 11 hours a day. We're open from 6:30 in the morning to 5:30, again in an effort to accommodate parents' schedules, to make our center open when the family needs us to be open. We provide 3 meals a day for the children involved in the program. Breakfast, a lunch, and an afternoon snack. We also provide a full range of social and counseling support programs for both the adults and the families as a unit to help them as they need help in whatever issues that they're facing. In addition to